And there we are. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, put that microphone a little closer to your mouth. There we go. Your mom's video, you gotta wave.
Yes, sir.
52 turning left base for 17 knots.
All right, do you know how to steer the airplane on the ground?
So the left pedal, I'll
Right.
turn left.
So you've got two parts of the pedals there. You got the left and right part, and
Yep.
then you got the toes. Okay? Yeah, they're the same. You're just rotating the pedal forward. That's your brakes.
Yeah.
So your first, when you want to move left, you push the left pedal, but that doesn't steer you much. Okay? It only steers you kind of. If you want to do more, you push the left brake.
Ah,
You
okay.
see like a skid steer.
Yeah.
Okay? So give that a try. I'm going to give you the pedals and just try to stay on this line here that goes out that way. Right.
Now, Pleasant driving November 78652
There you go.
is turning the final for 17 knots.
Nice. You're a pro already. And yeah, you don't reach for this because this doesn't do anything.
Yeah, that feels so weird because I'm used to driving.
Right. Yeah, you want to do this, but that doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
All right, so follow the line like that. That just like one of those little robots, you know.
Now, Pleasant traffic November 78652 is short final 17 full stop, Mount Pleasant.
Look at you, pro. You're driving an airplane at least. Maybe not flying it, but you're.
Yeah, this is still fun.
Yeah, it's driving. All right, now push both of the brakes to slow yourself down.
Yeah.
But you got to push them evenly, or else you're going to go sheer off one side. There you go, good.
November 78652 is 017 taxi.
Follow that around. And come to a stop before you get to that red 17.
Diamond 578 Lima Alpha is taxiing 17 from the ramp, Mount Pleasant.
All right, now come to a stop. I'm doing a run up. Keep those brakes down. Oops, too many. Push those brakes. We're creeping.
Me to push them?
Yeah, push the brakes so we want to stop. All right, there we go. All right, there we go. Mount Pleasant traffic, Cessna 3980 uniform departing runway 17, Mount Pleasant. All right, so now taxi us out on the runway. And you hold that, yep. Don't worry about that part. Just hold it straight right now. What you're going to do is just while we're taking off, you're going to keep us on the center line with those rudder pedals. Okay? Yep. So keep it on that center line. We're just keeping this level, but your feet are doing all the work. Over to the right. Pull back a little bit on those. Pull back on the yoke. There you go. Now hold that attitude all the way up. See where you're a little taller than I am, so you have to keep that same relationship between your eyes, the nose, and the horizon. Okay? So I'm gonna let go. Now you push forward a little bit. There you go. Nice. A little more forward. Don't let the nose pop up. Now you got this thing here. This is called a trim. All right. You know how to trim on a boat?
Yes.
Okay. So if the nose is popping up more than you want it to, you can roll that wheel forward a little bit. That wheel there.
Right here?
Yeah, we'll roll it forward so that it doesn't want to pop that nose up. Now if it wants to go nose down, you probably did too much and go roll it backwards. Now Pleasant traffic, Cessna 398 uniform straight out for the beach.
Pleasant traffic, Diamond 624, Papa Sierra, departing.
I should move it forward?
Just make it so that it flies the way you want it to without any effort. If you're pushing all the time, then you need to roll it forward. If you're pulling all the time, you need to roll it back. So keep heading out towards that inlet over there. We're going to keep climbing until we get to 1,000 feet. This needle gets all the way around to that 0 there. Now put your feet on those rudder pedals and go like this. Now the other way. So that's the yaw. That's like the steering of a car. But see how it doesn't really work? We use the rudders in coordination with our yokes. So when we make a left turn, we push a little bit of left rudder, a little bit of left aileron at the same time. We'll get into the physics of that later. But so you want to use them at the same time. You don't want to just put your feet on the ground and then just use your ailerons, because the airplane gets all sloppy that way. So we're going to go straight out to the water, and then we're going to turn down to towards this is the Isle of Palms here.
So you're saying if I wanted to turn, I need to push the pedal and turn the yoke?
Right. Nothing is stomping. You're not like going wham on it. You're pushing pressure on the right, turning to the right. And it just feel like you're rolling and turning to the right. If you feel like you're moving side to side in the cockpit, that means you need to push one rudder. You want your body never to feel side to side. You want that G-force to always be straight down. All right, now we're at 1,000 feet.
Yep.
I'm going to pull the power back a little bit. You just maintain 1,000 feet.
Yep.
And we're going to fly out. And then let's follow the inland waterway out here. See this where all the boats are going?
Yep.
So just fly down that waterway right now.
Give me another.
Make a right turn, so a little right rudder. That's the idea. That's a good job. Maybe a little too much right rudder, but then don't forget about your altitude.
Oh,
you might have to pull back a little bit. See this sort of side-to-side thing you're doing?
Yeah.
That's called pilot-induced oscillations. Because you're climbing without using your rudders, not keeping that. We need to keep this ball between those two lines there. It makes the airplane kind of wobble a little bit. All right, so now let's head down the waterway here so that you can see the beach out of your window.
Diamond 624, Papa Sierra, turning left base, 17 Mount Pleasant.
Now push forward. And now that you're level, get it level, and then use that trim again so that it wants this to stay level.
Do it forward or back or what?
Well, fiddle with it and you'll figure it out real quick. But you want it to so that when you let go, the airplane flies all by itself. All right, now turn a little bit to the right so that we're going right down this waterway here.
Mount Pleasant traffic, Diamond 64, Pop 0, final 17, Mount Pleasant.
Try not to stare at this, because then, look outside instead. So, just, you want to get about like that. That looks like about level to me, okay? And if you're going down, just make it like that. Just make it, pull it up a little bit. Or if you're going up, you just go like that, put it down a little bit. But you don't want to just look at that and go, because you'll go like this all day long. Guys like numbers, so that we're all looking at numbers all the time. But so you 17 also?
I am 16.
16. Are you a junior or senior?
I'm a sophomore.
Sophomore.
Just finished my sophomore year.
Okay. Is aviation something interesting to you?
I love aviation. I think this is very fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
Thanks for having me out.
Hey, no problem.
Mount Pleasant traffic, Diamond 64, Pop Sierra is clear, 17, taxiing back to 17, Mount Pleasant.
Once we get out over the bay, that's Charleston over there, you can see the Ravenel Bridge. Once you do that, it'll do a left turn so that we're out over the ocean and you can see the beach. So now that you're a little bit low, don't just go like that, just shrink this distance a tad. You know what I mean, the horizon to the nose. Yeah, just like that. And just hold it like that. Don't let it keep going up, but then that'll start creeping up. And then when it's there, just push that nose back down to where it was. There you go. You see how there's very small movements.
Sir.
You know, it's kind of the way good pilots, fly. Not me, I'm a crappy pilot. All right, left turn now. Left turn, kind of keep it out over the water. Yep. Good job on that rudder. Now don't let this sink, so just shrink that distance on the nose there a tad. Very nice. Sullivan's Island here.
Mount Pleasant traffic, Diamond 624, Papa Sierra, departing 17, remaining in the pattern, Mount Pleasant.
So you're driving already, right?
Sir.
Did you just get your license?
I got my license last year.
When you were 15?
I turned 16 in August last year.
Oh, okay. So you don't need to have two hands on it. You're welcome to have two hands, but you can just have like, you know, one finger like this or two, you know, just a little bit. And when you actually start flying a lot, the other hands will be busy with your throttles and so forth. I'm taking care of that for you right now, just to make it easy.
Yeah. I'm just so used to driving, you have
Right.
always on the wheel.
Right. Sometimes you're writing things down. Sometimes you're, you know, listening on the radio. You that other hand to do other things.
453 is on a 10 mile straight in for runway 35. We're going to circle to runway 17, 1 mile out from the runway. Pleasant.
Aircraft heading to Mount Pleasant. I'm on the tootling along the beach, just Isle of Palms now, 1,000 feet.
Got you on the box, about 4,000 feet above you. Thanks, sir.
Mount Pleasant traffic, Diamond 624, Papa Sierra, turning left crosswind for runway 17, Mount Pleasant.
Once we get, just follow the beach around, and then we'll keep going up the coast.
Mount Pleasant traffic, Diamond 624, Papa Sierra, turning left downwind.
That's better. Sort of relaxed, a little more relaxed.
The pedals turn it
Like this. It's called yaw,
just roll it.
and this is rolls it. So if we were just at roll it, we would turn like this with our nose pointing to the outside. We would turn, and then the nose would be pointing to the outside the whole time. So we roll and then yaw, so that we're turning and yawing rolling and yawing at the same time.
Mount Pleasant traffic, Skyhawk 702 Charlie Zulu is 3 miles to the west, overflying the field 1,500, right teardrop from the left downwind 17, Mount Pleasant.
Alright, now turn to go up. You know what that next island's called?
1 mile out, we're going to circle the
Louise?
Yep, that's right.
3 Charlie Zulu, got you on the box.
Mount Pleasant traffic, Diamond 64, Papa Sierra, turning left base 17, Mount Pleasant.
Go that way, or
Yeah, just keep going up there.
Mount Pleasant traffic, Diamond 64, Papa Sierra is final for 17, Mount Pleasant.
On that island, you can't get there unless you're on a boat. Kind of neat, you know.
those people that live there, they just boat to
Yeah,
other islands?
there's a little ferry that they take,
Go around with
but basically they all have their private little beach. You know, they can, you know,
Nice.
it's a pretty low volume beach, so I can see that benefit there, you know, being able to go out.
Hey, Kate, I don't have ADSB in here. About how far out are you? We can extend out if you want to get in ahead of us.
73453 is on a 2.5 mile final for runway 35. We're going to circle 17 1 mile out. 73453.
Looks kind of cool.
They have cars?
Gotcha on site.
I think they have like little buggies and things like that, you know. Yeah, but they don't, it's not a whole metropolis down there, you know, you kind of. That'd be neat to live out there, I think. This is Capers Island here. People camp out here. They drive their boats here to do some walking, but it's
Highway 17.
you have to get permits to camp.
Was the traffic stack 73453 is braking it off and then downwind for runway 17 Mount Pleasant.
Mount Pleasant Regional traffic 13406, about 8 miles, final on the RNAV 35, Mount Pleasant.
Mount Pleasant traffic, Diamond 64, Papa Sierra is clear 17, Mount Pleasant.
Now try this, when we make a turn to the left up here,
3453 established.
lead with your
Circle
left rudder. Start with the rudder, and then just add a little bank. Alright? See what happens. The rudder will make it bank a little bit, but so you lead with the rudder and then add bank.
Does a brake do anything when you're up in the air?
You know, it stops the wheels from rolling, but the wheels aren't doing anything, so.
Okay.
0453 is got you.
Right here?
Yep, so do a left turn with the left rudder,
Mount Pleasant traffic, Diamond
and then a little aileron into it.
runway 17, Mount Pleasant.
Pull back a little bit so we don't lose our altitude there.
Was the traffic stack 73453 left base 17 short and low approach Mount Pleasant.
And then fly straight like this until we get to the inland waterway, and then turn again. You know what I mean by the inland waterway, that river that goes all the way up there?
We turn left?
When we get there, yeah.
West downwind 17, Mount Pleasant.
Was the traffic stack 73453 final 17 Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, Mount Pleasant traffic, Cessna 13406 is 4 miles. We're going to not do a touch and go. We're going to stay at about 400, 500 feet and just climb straight out to 2000 Mount Pleasant.
Now turn nicely so you're over those boats there. Yep. Pull back a little bit.
Mount Pleasant traffic, Diamond 578 Lima Alpha, making some laps around the beach at 11,500, 11,500.
Nice. Now I'm going to plug in Mount Pleasant here.
Mount Pleasant traffic, South 733 Charlie Zulu, left base 17, full stop, Mount Pleasant.
Now follow that magenta line there. So yeah, just turn that way.
Mount Pleasant traffic, SCAC 73453, clear 17 up Bravo, ramp via Bravo, Mount Pleasant.
And then you just want to follow that like a road. All right, now let's fly up that river there. See there? That's the Cooper River. So let's just peel off that way.
Traffic on fine only.
No, actually, keep going on the magenta thing here.
2000 Mount Pleasant.
Don't let yourself lose altitude.
Mount Pleasant traffic 13406. It's climbing straight out on a heading of 350. We got that traffic on final, start stepping a bit.
Where's this purple line go?
It goes right to the airport.